Hi guys, how you going? So today I wanted to talk about what are we trying to achieve as a company and how it relates to every single person that works here, and the decisions we're making right now are very much based on what's happening right here. So the reason it's important is it's either this works or we're we're pretty much out as a company. So the current system, it's the way we run the company. It sort of works. It's just um, it's nothing great for anybody, not for the staff, not for the company, not for anybody. So um, the way we want to run it, we've been trialing this for about 5 7 years in different ways, and we want to really put all our resources into eventually getting there. And it simply comes down to, as businesses, we need to keep improving our product until forever. It just keeps improving, better ways to provide our services. And same as being a staff member, if you don't perform, you lose your job. Businesses are in the same boat. And, that's probably another topic, but people don't realize how hard it is for businesses to be running. I think everyone does talk about it, like, oh, businesses have a hard time and this kind of stuff, that kind of sort of just says it. But nobody, very few people, I think, actually understand how lucky we are to have anything in the world running. You know? And it is taking exceptional effort from, a very few select people to keep this world going and alive. Um, I know it sounds a bit controversial, some of the things I'll say, but that's what I think. So, even if you don't agree with me with a lot of things that I'm saying, I guess the point of it is, where are we going as a company, and how, regardless of if you agree with my ideas or not, how do we help each other reach this goal and inherently make the lives of everyone working here better? Um, so the models that we do see working are going to be based on the idea of having a platform, whether it's like Uber or you have Airbnb or pretty much any platform-based company, Uber Eats. So you have this middle platform, and that platform is providing all this hidden value, something that people don't think of much, but don't realize that it's adding tons and tons of value. So, what are the main issues that we're having? You know, how does it relate to us? How does this model relate to us? So, it's pretty simple. You have a client. This is the client. And then you have a tradesman. Let's say it's a tradesman here. And pretty much our job is to join the two somehow in a better and better way. So, back in, 80 years ago, there's no way to call a tradesman. You'd probably have to go down to a shop, knock on someone's door, and they said, I'll be there in 2 weeks to fix whatever I need to fix at your house. Then technology improved, and you'd probably ring their house and you'd get an answer within a week. Now we have mobile phones, internet efficiency. Within 3 hours, someone can be at your house. And that's quite amazing to what used to be about 70 years ago. But things keep improving, things keep changing, and um, it just gets better and better for everyone involved. So, what, how do we fit into the modern world when it based on how do we improve these interaction between the two, and where is our part to play as a company, and where does each department need to ride with me? We pretty much have the plan out in place, but we need everyone to start playing their parts. and we'll show you exactly what your parts are, and obviously we want your ideas on how to play your parts better based on this final outcome. So if you have a tradesman, um, so what are the main issues with a client? So all the feedback we get from clients in Australia is they just don't trust. And it's not about theft or that kind of trust. It just means the client does not trust the tradesman is suitable for their job, is going to be on time, is looking after their best interest. They think the tradesman has hidden agendas. And any society based on money is always going to have hidden agendas. So the tradesman is not coming with one outcome only, which is to help the client resolve the issue. The tradesman is coming to, make sure they get lots of work done in a limited amount of time, make sure they make enough margins on their job, make sure they're getting their bargain of the deal. So their advice comes very tainted as it is, but that's just society we live in. That's normal. That's what it is, And what are the biggest struggles that we hear from tradesmen? Which is advertising, timing, getting to the right client, having too much work this week, not having enough work the next week. There's never a balance in their lives. And which leads to, if you compare a tradesman's life and their, all the markers of a quality life for a tradesman, and you can Google this as well, versus all the markers of a quality life for a working class office person, pretty much tradesmen's lives are pretty terrible. Their markers are, from, alcohol, drugs, instability, mental issues, early death, heart attacks. It's not even on the same level. Like, you're talking, something like 20% to 80%, like the quality of life. They're on the bottom 20% versus the 80%. So, there's other factors involved, the way they grew up, blah, blah, blah. Certain people going to the office, certain people going to trades. That's fair enough. But all I'm saying is their lifestyle, their work is not helping their situation. So that's their core issues there. How do you balance their business out without breaking the resources they have? They don't have, the ability to, 1 week it might be raining, they'll have heaps of work, next week no work. But as a business, you can't do that. You need some kind of consistency, and times that by 1,000 issues. And I suppose we as a company have solved those issues. We know how to solve them. We have proven case studies, hundreds and hundreds of jobs, tradesmen that have been with us for years that have never left based on the way that we solve both the sides' issues. So if we were to become this middleman, so, just like you have Uber, Airbnb, and you name it, Amazon, whatever these platforms are that somehow solve these issues. So why do you choose Uber? You choose Uber because their drivers are vetted, there's a bit of trust. If the drivers stuff up, you get a refund. So Uber is a guarantor. Airbnb is the same, they're a guarantor. If something stuffs up, if the person you're hiring the bed off or the home off stuffs up, Airbnb refunds your money. They're a guarantor. And Amazon is a guarantor. Anything goes wrong, they're a guarantor. And same thing, we want to be a guarantor. And, it sort of excites me because there is so much opportunity in what we do. And, our job, being a guarantor in ours, can seem a little bit harder, but everyone says their job is always harder. But I'll explain to you why we think there's lots of opportunity here. So, how do we solve these both issues for both sides? So you've got a client, and essentially, when a client calls a tradesperson or a company, they're choosing from a company that might have 6 to 10 employees or 20, or they might call a tradesman and there's only one tradesman, and the client calls this person. So this person may or may not have the time, have the right skill set, blah blah blah. But and this person that gets a phone call is looking to make sure they can, earn some money. So they have a vested interest to say yes to the job, even if it's not suitable. And the client is only choosing from a talent pool of 10 people to 20 people. If it's a large company, they'll have 20 people. So that from that company, they'll send one person from that 20, and hopefully it works out. We propose that if we had, all the tradesmen under our system, just like Uber has all the drivers, in the world, then not only would they get there quicker, but the chances of finding a correct tradesman to suit the client's budget, lifestyle, and time, and their personal needs would be much higher. It'll be our job to make sure the tradesman is suitable for this client. And if we can solve this issue, then we become that billion-dollar company. We become that one line. It's just that one line the customer has to say, choose those guys. Choose Uber, choose Airbnb. There's no one else. Those are the go-to guys. Choose Amazon, choose eBay. That's the go-to guys in that industry. And that's who we want to become. We want the client, the brand of our name, Sam's Local, My Melbourne Pub, whatever. When clients sit there and go, I've got an issue, and then someone just says, yep, of course you choose them. They're the go-to guys. They're the ones that are most likely going to resolve your issue. So that's our goal from the client's perspective. And from the tradesman's perspective, we want to essentially provide them so much value that they're just like, man, when I try to do it myself or work in this company, or the companies try to do it themselves, they're like, with so much havoc and uncertainty and unknowns and technological changes, they're just like, man, just deal with us in the middle. We're the platform. We will give them all the updates in technology. We will do all that training that they don't have the resources and time to do. We will make sure that their quality checks, government regulations are being followed. So, and then essentially when they look at it, they're like, it's so much better working with us because and they look at their financials as well. They look at their lifestyle, their goals, and their culture, and what they're part of, and the way we're able to say, hey, look, guys, you're not going to be paid in cash anymore. You're now, in a few years' time, going to have to start doing cryptocurrency, and we're going to have to educate them on it, and and they have to move on with the world, just like everyone had to, go from, phone books to internet. So eventually these change. We don't know what will happen, but we will be the ones that have a department that full-time does the research, helps them evolve their company, and hence they are willing to work with us. And I hope that makes sense. I just made some notes here. If there's anything else I wanted to talk about. Well, no, that's about it. So pretty much right now, we are running 3 companies at once. We're running our current business model, which is, generating the income and whatever we're doing right now. But we need each department, from IT to the call center to everyone, to be aware that this is the eventual goal. Our technology, our systems, our arrow flow need to be leading towards this. Our accounts need to be leading towards a centralized system like this. Our pretty much every department, our call center need to be being able to communicate. So if you're on the call center, you need to be able to communicate to the tradesman and the client alike and merge them together, because you are in the middle. And what sets us apart from other companies or Uber and all these guys is that's not sets us apart, but what's different about us is we're in a very high risk trade. So driving an Uber from one end to the other has a limited amount of risk. You can get in a car accident, people can get robbed, blah, blah, blah. In ours, we're working with high risk trades. This is where the tradesman can get injured, client can get injured. We're dealing with gas, you can explosions, fires. There's a lot of government regulations in it. So, you know, there's a lot of fear around that. Not many people or businesses or anybody that wants to invest money in this industry want to get involved in this. It's like starting, a rocket ship company where more than likely the rocket's going to explode. We're in a similar situation. It can explode. So our job is to make sure that we do everything in our power and create systems, procedures, checklists to make sure the tradesman is doing the work in a way where risk is limited. And yeah, in many ways, we have to be this guarantor. So again, the client looks at us and goes, well, they're guaranteeing me that I will find someone suitable, I'm going to be happy. Yeah, so yeah, I pretty much, that last bit I'm trying to say is, the riskier things get, the worse things are, means there's more opportunity there for, there's less competition, not many people are going to want to do it, or not many businesses are going to want to do this kind of stuff, and get involved in this kind of stuff, so there's less competition, but it also means that we have to somehow here resolve the major problems that we have in and the risk, and somehow create a system where the risk is managed. And that's pretty much it. And yeah, I guess to emphasize why is this so important. Um, you know, we we're not we're not we're still not getting there where we need to be. So this involves us picking up subcontractors in the meantime. This involves us call center being able to talk to tradesmen. At the moment, they're used to talking to clients, but not tradesmen. This involves the whole technology part of our company changing to suit this. This involves constant, our marketing team, our branding team to be able to brand us as that company. This involves meetings with, other companies to try to win them over. This, is the whole. There's every department is going to be affected by this. Accounts will be affected by the overwhelming amount of, information coming through. Our compliance department will have to be setting up procedures in place so tradesmen don't get hurt, and there's going to be a lot of stuff. But you know, um, the way I don't know. I'm not sure if this sentence is real or not, but um, it's it's pretty much the businesses in general. I'm not sure if this is true, but it's either you are the champion or you're out, or it's either you're great or you're out. There's no room for mediocre anymore. There's no room for okay. There's no room for good. All businesses need to either be absolutely flourishing, adding value, just being amazing, or you're out. There's no chance to just sit on your heels and this works for now and it's all good. It's just not going to happen, because if we don't make these movements, essentially someone will, that's for sure, and they will take the entire market, and then we're gone. I mean, it's simple as that. And it's only a matter of time till someone does, because this is not rocket science, what we're talking about. It's all pretty plain and simple. And the only way for us to survive long term is to... Yo, Scotty, I'll call you back. The only way for us to survive long term is to do these kind of things and then keep doing them, keep evolving, keep improving, and that's pretty much the lives that we live, and that's why we see society and technological progress happen. And as consumers, we want this. You and I want the improvement in technology and all that kind of stuff, but as the people working, we don't want to work so hard to do this. But unfortunately, we're stuck in this circle where we as consumers are pushing businesses to greatness, and businesses are inversely pushing technology and staff to greatness. So it's a vicious circle. All right. And yeah. So this is not new news. This is what we've known for many years. 5 to 7 years. But I guess I just wanted everybody on side and everyone thinking about this and the importance of what we're doing to survive till tomorrow. Thank you.